Hello? Can you hear me? Yes, I can. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, I've been wanting to test the permissions and stuff on the building and machinery and different things like that. I'm just finishing dropping off some ore and I'll head over there. Oh, nice. My shit still hasn't sold. I've got some malachite or something that I mined, like 10,000 of it on the market. It was supposed to net me like 2.2 mil or something, but I guess the market shifted since I put it on there. I don't know. Alrighty, let's see. The base is this way. So, I've been trying to talk to him, but like I said earlier, I don't know if you were in the chat at the time. I am really bad at typing and spelling, so trying to do that sort of stuff over, in-game chat, I'm not real good at. But from what I get, he wants this to be basically our test, because he doesn't even know a whole lot about this. Trying to get the org and everything going. What happened to all the machines that were there? Oh, they're in the basement now. Okay. Oh, awesome. So what I wanted when I was talking to him, what I originally wanted to do was, because when I first got into the game, and it was the day or two before the schematic thing hit. And so from my understanding and everything, I spent what little bit I had and all this sort of stuff and tried to get things set up. And then the schematic thing hit and I log in and I can't craft anything. And it was kind of a wild ride for me. And I thought, why don't we have, at least a base area that has, one or two of every machine, that we can collectively start to, put schematics in. That are only usable, that nobody else can, just come in and take. If we've let them into, the guild or whatever, then, like I said, I don't know. I wanted to do that, and that's kind of a guild crafting hall. That way, if you so you don't have to go and buy one-offs. If you need to make another machine, say, but you specifically don't have the schematic or the setup to do that, but maybe we do at the guild, so you can just run over there and build yourself a new, large assembly machine or whatever, instead of having to run to the market and pay for one or whatnot, since you don't have the schematic. So that was kind of my idea, and I was kind of getting at that, and he kind of wants it to be eventually, I guess, yes, like what you were talking about, a mini mall, and not only that, but also a crafting area, and maybe even having designated areas where we build stuff for the org, like if we find out that the org as a whole is using a lot of warp cores, then maybe we have somebody set up their own, our own warp core facility on org base anyways. So that's kind of what I got from it. But the biggest problem is that none of us have any idea about the permissions. And I don't know if you watched the video about the fiasco that happened not even about a week or two ago, where Market one of the markets, Market 15 or Market 30 or something, got completely destroyed by players because the developers forgot to set the RDAs so that players couldn't do it, and so they just went in there and wiped the entire base. Yeah, so that's going to be the biggest thing is definitely trying to figure out all these permissions. I was having some luck. Now you told me that you can add to the base, so you can build, and you can like what can you not do to it? Edit screens. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And see, that was something I was trying to discuss with DG a little bit, was kind of like, since he's already been playing for a couple of months now, you know, like what his recommendation would be in certain things. Because, like, I've been trying to pay attention to the market and look at it, and it's like so fluctuated that I don't see any way to make a true claim. Like, hey, unless we're going to be building, like, we want to take over the, you know, chip market, which I was just pricing the and NAND chips, and they run decent. They sell for about anywhere between 1,000 and 2,000, depending on how the market is and spread across the different moons and stuff. You know, so, and when I was looking into pricing how much it is to make, that even if we were to have to buy all the materials, there's still a decent, I think it's not great, it's like maybe a 200 or 300 profit per, you know, per chip that we sell. If we buy all the materials, like having to buy the raw ore or having to buy, you know, stuff like that. I looked at different variations. I found a website that lets you track all that sort of stuff. And, you know, honestly and truthfully, the only way that we could do any manufacturing is if we actually have either A, in-house mining, in-house refining, and, you know, we do the entire step for that, or we link up with another org to where we're not paying full market price, you know, but we're buying, you know, either they're a smelting org or a refining org or, you know, whatever. That way we could save, you know, some cash in trying to sell the things on the market. But yeah, otherwise we're going to have to do it all ourselves to make any kind of decent cash. Of course, at the same time, if we could find somebody that's good at the stock market in real life, you know, that has like interest in that and does it, I was looking, and there is the possibility of flipping things. Like if you go in and you start out with a decent amount of org money, you could go in and buy up certain low-key items that different individual, you know, dealers are popping out there just that are like small like us, one or two people, and trying to sell their money. You buy up all that, and then you turn around and flip it at around the same or just under the prices that, you know, the big orgs with, you know, 200,000 of the items are selling it at. So, I don't know. A lot of different stuff to do in this game. It's really interesting. My biggest thing is I want to see how like intense the PvP is, because one thing that will always be needed is bullets and fuel. You know, especially for people PvPing, and then, you know, certain other things like containers. You know, because ships are always being made out of containers, and if they're getting blown up, then you need containers to have those replaced. You know, so I was looking at maybe going the route of supplying PvPers, you know, decent goods at a cheap price if they're willing to fly, you know, to a sanctuary area type place to get it. You know, so, but So I don't know why you wouldn't be able to edit the screens. Let me see, because technically, like, but see, that's the thing too, is that I've got to figure this out, because I set the core and the building and everything to have permissions for the organization, and at the time I think I added all the individuals that were in the organization to have full build rights. So let me, I guess this particular element, so like, are you talking about like the very first screen at the door here? Any of them? Okay, so when you press right click on it to edit it when you're in build mode, it won't allow you to? Alright, when you get a chance, I have done just the very first screen. I went ahead and shared that element with DG360 organization. See if you can edit it now, see if that fixed it. Will that mean that, like, I can't... Let's see, price for one batch is 0, there's nothing in there. It lets me interact with the dispenser, but it acts like... So these are yours. No, it says that the owner has asked your, but what? That's weird. How do I interact with them? Edit batch content. Okay. Were you able to edit everything else other than the screens? Like once you put down the dispatchers, were you able to, you know, right click and edit those? You can't do that either. But you can't do anything. And you could put, can you put them back into your inventory? Alright, no rush. Because something else I did too is I was noticing that there's claiming available for the blueprints. So the blueprints that were over here, I claimed for the organization. I wanted to try getting somebody to see if they can interact with the blueprint without having the ownership to it.
I have something to tell you.
Okay, hold on just a second. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back. Yeah, I haven't even been able to make myself a spaceship yet. Like, I'll get through it. It took me a while to build my my planet crawler over there. The I call it the Drake flintlock. Am I not in chat anymore? Still says access forbidden. Alright, let's see. Go to advanced and set element rights. Alright, so I share with, let's add a new one. Let's add the ASCII or add base. Let's try that. Let's save and continue. Close. Try now. To this screen right here. Still says access forbidden. Let's see. Core down here. The core is still up top, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, let's see. Set element rights. In build mode, you should be able to just fly all the way up here. It says activate construct DMR protection, but I didn't do that, so what does that do? Release construct DMR protection. Try to see if you can edit anything now that I've got it in DMR protection mode. Well, it still lets you go into build mode, so that's good. What the fuck? Okay. The crappy thing is I've read everything in the codex, and I took that tutorial, and it still doesn't explain enough shit to me. Alright, let's release DMR construct. Let's go back into the other. Well, see, it shouldn't, because see, when I set the rights, it allowed for you to build on it. But maybe there is something in the, cause see, it's not, it's not just in the build mode. If you have to press tab, and you have to go to your RDMs yourself, and I have specific policies set up, and I have to make sure that, okay, so I had, it's so weird, Okay, well, let me go into the DG element rights. Let's see what policies we've got in here. We have build construct, use element, view container contents, put items in container, retrieve items, and edit schematic bank. We also introduced the builder actor. What does that mean? Okay, so if we add a different actor, select a preset actor, which the only one is builder. I already set that right. But that was the thing, is I thought that was going to do... Okay, so select a preset right, board construct, build construct, connect to circuit pod station, create core blueprint, deploy core on construct, deploy dynamic core on territory, deploy item, dig on territory, edit element. Maybe that's what we need to do. Edit element, add. So we will add edit element. We will save policy. Alright. I've done it. Try to edit a screen. Awesome! Okay, I'm getting the hang of this a little bit better. Well, that's nice. I mean, so that means that it does have a decent amount of control on what we can allow even people in the organization to do. So that would give us the, you know, that lack of fear that somebody's going to come in and fuck everything up. But we will also have to be kind of on our game knowing these RDMs. So alright, so yeah, that was in my RDM's codex. So I can do that from here. I don't even have to be at the building. That's a good thing. Ah, yeah, we can allow to where they can't edit the schematic bank. That's good. So basically we can make it to where whoever puts some schematics into the construct, which I guess we could just have DG do that until he appoints somebody. But then he would have it set to where nobody could edit the schematic bank, and that would leave schematics in the bank. I like that. Right. So basically, like in that sense, like if he doesn't even want to buy, or he has the blueprint but doesn't want to buy it for the org, then yeah, he could come over to the org, crafting hall, and put that into the bank, and nobody else would be able to take it out. So, and then when he, we're done using it, he could take it back. Yeah, I think even some of the smallest ones are what, like 75K. All right, what, son? Yeah, see that's another thing too, is like there's I was looking at it, and right now my ship handles decently, but it doesn't handle as well as it could. And I was looking into it, and basically I need somebody that knows the Lua or whatever it is, to program specific things, and maybe hook up a program board to the ship to allow it to do more things. But anyways, I was having a hard time getting it to do some of the stuff that I wanted it to.
Dad.
What, son? No, we're not doing balloons right now. Go. Let's see, one of the things too that I would really like is whoever is mining and is not wanting to process it but wanting to sell it. If they'd be willing to drop it off at the org for say 3-5 days, something like that, before they take it to market, and allow for people to buy it at market value. Like, I'd be willing to buy it at market value, just being able to come right here instead of all the way to market buying it off org members. So because that also helps out the org, knowing that you're buying ore from org members, and not some other random organization. So, because thus far, I think that if I'm gonna do nothing else, I am, at my personal base, I'm setting up a refinery. Is kind of what I decided I want to do. If nothing else, is just have a massive refinery where I take raw ore and refine it. So I've already got one for all of the basic and advanced. I think for the next couple of tiers, like what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I got like 7 or 8 ores right now that I can process. And my next step is, once I start pulling in money, to increase the number of machines that are processing ore, so it doesn't take as long. So let me know when you want me to try to buy something out of this. I have been muted. So what I was saying is when you first right click on it directly under get batch, it doesn't show edit batch content. Huh? Oh, just okay. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Alright, so you got glossy black carbon fiber in here. Yeah, I like the carbon fiber personally. I think I have the regular carbon fiber, just the black carbon fiber. That's what I'm building my base out of. Somebody's... I think my next ship, I'm going to have to try to recreate the Cutlass. I think that's what I'm going to do. If at all possible. Okay, well it let me set a price. I said that everything could be edited. Is there something else in there? Yes, that is because I'm the one that put down this core. I don't know if it will let me, because like I said, I already shared the element with the organization. Let me look at the advanced construct. The only thing I could do is abandon it, I guess, but it is... And that's another thing that I was trying to tell DG too, is that whoever puts down the core, it's theirs. Even though this is org territory, the core is still that individual's. And so since I put this core down, anything built on this core and put on this core is mine. That's why I wanted to know if you could take these back. Like, can you put them back in your inventory? I mean, because if you can, then it doesn't, that's the builder thing, so it doesn't really matter that they're mine. Unless all of a sudden I restricted access. That would be the shitty thing, is that, if somebody put all these things down and then, you go in and, restrict access and take all their crap. So, in this sense, I would definitely say that, unless we have DG put down a core, then even though I'm a trustworthy person, I still wouldn't put these things, in my building. I would put down your core right next to my building or whatever, right next to it or whatnot, to where that they're closely related, but yeah, so that they're yours, and then you can edit the permissions to where nobody messes with your shit. But like I said, otherwise we'll need DG to put down the core and to define all the permissions that org members have. Well, like I said, I designed that. My idea is that this is for the org. Everything in it, I donated all those machines down there and stuff. So yeah, this is for everybody to use, in my opinion. DG already told me, he's like, be careful what you put down here, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, if it gets stolen, that sucks, but hopefully we're semi-vetting people before we let them into the organization. I came from mainly his Star Citizen fan following. Right, and basically what that would do is also certain buildings would be almost off limits. Like, you could see them, you may, well, if we leave the doors open all the time, which I want to look at getting these sensors set up so that this doesn't happen, because not everybody closes their door. And we're not in a PvP area, so it's not as terrible. You do? And see, that's something else I need to mess with. I need to mess with those sensors and stuff a little bit more. Different things, you know, have lights. I want to see if, like, even lights can come on only at night. My biggest complaint with Dual Universe right now is, where the fuck is all the power coming from, bro? That's... So, that's my biggest thing, is, like, my biggest beef here is that, you know... So, now you just link it, right? Well, I think you also need two sensors, don't you? Don't you need one on the other side as well? Oh, it's a rank. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, then that'll work on both sides. But I think it still needs to be hooked up to a program board for it to work properly. Yeah. Like I said, I think for the doors, I was watching a video, I think for the doors to work, I think it has to be hooked up to the EULA board, because then it basically tells it to open or something, I don't know. Open and then close. Is that door open? Okay, that's open. Anyway, interesting. As soon as I got on, it said loading rights. That's pretty cool. I wonder if Star Citizen is going to have something similar. Well, it won't say loading rights, but with their shards and everything, that's pretty cool. Oh, nice. Yeah, see, I was... Yeah, I was noticing that. Some of the stuff... Also, like, I'm not real happy with their quote-unquote smoothing tool. Just different things. I'm impressed with some of the crap that I've seen other people build. Just because my limited interaction with it. I don't know. You can take a look at my ship. It's minimal voxels. So... I think for what it's doing right now, I think for the most part it's working. Is there a way I can share it to let you test fly it? My biggest problem was I could not get the reverse engines, the engines that I put for braking, to work right. They kept like blinking red or something, and I never noticed them. Like I had some underneath here, like. Anyways, I had put some on there, you know, just some small atmospheric engines for, reverse. This puppy has no reverse. So is it? Right, but the idea was that at the same time, I have no reverse. Like, it's a hovercraft at the same time. You know, when I'm done flying, I come in and hover, and, you know, if I'm not quite on the pad or somewhere, I want to be able to, you know, back up a little bit. And as of right now, I am literally having to helicopter it. Let's see. I want to share element with nearby player real quick. There you go. that shared it. Does that allow you to try to like fly it? It still, it won't let you. Yeah, it's like I said, I really like it for what it is, but I just wanted it to do a little bit more. I'm really happy with its weight. Like, it is able to carry both of the two smalls completely full, the two everything full, me loaded down full, and it still flies really well and does good on fuel. So I'm happy with it. Yeah. No, no, I don't have one there, and I think all I have on the back side is a, what is that, a booster? Yeah. So. Oh, so I don't need 3 of these? Actually, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Because of the hover and everything, it does not burn through my fuel, like my space fuel. I only have 1 tank of space fuel, and it barely goes through it. Yeah. Oh, really? So I could add more weight to it, is what you're saying. Yes! I will look into it. Right. Okay, so they're not, like, because my idea of the way the physics was, they're not helping stabilize that back end at all with the hover lift there. Okay. Well, true. I mean, technically, all my hover does nothing once I start flying. So, because means if I wanted to make her combat ready, I could put some ammo containers and weapons on her.
Dad, look. Can you tie it?
Yeah, like I said, my next one's going to be the Cutlass, which, based on the designs in Star Citizen and trying to convert that here, I think that's going to end up giving me 1, 2, 3, 4, either 4 mediums or 2 larges inside for the main cargo capacity. So I think that'll end up being probably my everyday runner, unless, you know, like I said, I just want to hop, skip, and jump around, and that'll be this guy. I don't. No. Oh, that would be nice. The Kraken is the, yeah. That would be, you know, maybe we can say something to DG, and maybe it'll be something if we get, you know, 100 org members or something, we'll get it going, you know, get a Kraken built. I'm sure he could work out something with, you know, somebody that he knows to pull the three-dimensional files, the 3D CAD files out of the RSI code. Who's that? He was showing somebody's video that basically does that for his Blender videos. He's able to access the three-dimensional, you know, the 3D holographic files and stuff, and build from there. So, but yeah, half of this ship is meant to be cool, and then the rest is functional. And I figured that as I continue to learn and understand, then I'll work with efficiency and stuff like that. But for right now, I'm happy with it. I made sure that basically this one tank is hooked up to the large hover just by itself. And then another atmospheric tank is hooked up to the 4 medium hovers, and then the third atmospheric tank is hooked up to my actual atmospheric engines. So I get to see how each one drains, you know, my fuel usage on each engine set. So. Uh-huh. Yeah. Move them back to where the hovers are. Get rid of the hovers. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so you mean I would fly even faster than almost 400 meters? Yeah, no, thank you. That. Pooh. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but at the same time, while she does turn on a dime and different things, I do have the niceties of I don't have to worry about her accidentally going in any direction too fast. Like when I decide to turn her, she'll move and go in that direction, but I don't have to worry about... That was my idea with the stabilizers. I didn't want her to be too responsive. I want... Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, I had fun building her. She was frustrating. I finally decided to just let the auto pilot thingy do it instead of me trying to designate everything the way that I wanted. And it turned out alright. No, there is the... It is called... run default auto configuration, and you just run the pilot flying construct, and that auto configures for everything. It's not the best. I've been told that like it will group things and do things specifically, and it'll make it function and fly. But if you want your your ship to do what you really want it to, then that's when you need to tweak it in the EULA. So. Yeah, see that's what I was thinking, and I was looking because I found out the hovercraft, and that's why I upgraded to the cockpit was because the hovercraft only had a certain number of inputs, and then but see, here's the weird thing: the auto configure basically makes everything work. However, if I try to hook things up to the cockpit, I run out. Like I can't. Not everything will hook up to it. So I'm almost wondering if, with the auto configure, am I only getting, half my engines, or am I only getting what are they doing to make it work where I couldn't before? I don't know. Right. But what I was understanding is that literally I should be able to basically, there is a way to link your engines together through a tagging system to where all of my hover engines are tagged as a very specific hover and lift or whatever else. Then there's supposed to be a way to take that grouping and set that group to the cockpit. That way I am able to have multiple engines slaved to the cockpit, but it only takes up one of the control slots. I just haven't been able to get it to do it that way. Okay, so that's what I need. Yeah. Yeah, I bet. That's why I was almost wanting to, tell DG that we need to find somebody that, knows that EULA, that ship side of things, that programming of all the components. If we can get somebody like that, then the schematics and stuff alone that they're able to sell, the blueprints for their stuff is phenomenal. Makes tons of money. But oh yeah. Wow. So, yeah, that would be, super beneficial. Something I wanted to ask you, do you notice that the cockpit seems like you're sitting off-center when you fly in a cockpit? Like you're slightly, like your character's head or something is slightly off to the right? Because it didn't happen in the hover chair, and I haven't tried a captain's chair yet, but when I'm in this cockpit, everything feels like my head is shifted off to the right just a tad. It's kind of weird. It doesn't come out center on my screen like it should. So I just wanted to see if that was a me thing or if somebody else noticed that. Yeah. Right, I've got this to where I'm able to literally kind of basically just have my nose tilted at the ground and still have at least 1 or 2 degrees of actual incline. So I'm still climbing, but I can look at the ground in front of me, so I can see where I'm going to land and stuff. But what I did it one time by accident, and I haven't recreated the accident. How do I create a blueprint of this? Like, how do I turn this into a blueprint? So that way when I start screwing with it, if I jack it up and want it back to the way that it was, I have a blueprint. Because like I said, I know that it happened. I did it one time and I accidentally ended up deleting that core somehow too when I tried to undo the blueprint. But it's my first day here. On the core. Okay. Edit construct. right. Okay, and if... Okay. Gotcha. So, yeah, that's what I kind of figured, is that some of these things said diminish because of placement. So... Yeah, and see, that's another thing, too, that I noticed was that with the first speeder that they got, that they had the small hover thing embedded inside of the voxels. So I was like, well, you know, how much, what impedes on what, you know? And it doesn't seem like the voxels seem to impede. It seems that it's just the other elements. So, like you were explaining, my placement of the my rear hovers and my, and then the wings could be optimized better, and that's what the red tinge is showing me. It would be nice if when you looked at it, it would say something a little bit more specifically, like, again, optimize, reduction by 35%, All right. Edit construct. I was trying to do that thing. Create core blueprint. All right, you successfully created a core blueprint. Nice. Thank you, sir. So now I just need to figure out how to create a deployable blueprint of it. Interesting. Yep, I really do like the building system in it. Like I said, I wish there was a little bit more of I don't know. Something better with the voxels. Like the other thing is, maybe like finding out if I can turn off this autofill feature that it does in some areas, where when I click one voxel next to another, it automatically connects and merges them. Sometimes I don't want that to happen. But overall, I'm impressed with it. It's fun. I mean, I played Minecraft with my kids and with my brother-in-law, so it has definitely a Minecraft feel to it in that sense. And then the rest of it's just like Legos, man. It really is. The plug and play features capable of it, just like Legos. Love it. So... yeah, it is. It does. That's. I literally sat here the other day and wasted. My wife was like, "Have you been on it for 12 hours?" I was like, and I do. I remember when I was, like 10, 12, 13 years old, and I would sit in there in my room for hours upon hours just building one or two ships. So, but this is to have them actually fly and test it. And that was getting the frustrating part. When you're playing with Legos, it's, yeah, but that bitch flies no matter how I built it, Not here, get in the pilot seat and, So, it... Oh, yeah. Like this one right here, is that a voxel, luminescent voxel right there? That's cool. Interesting. I like it. It's nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was looking at somebody. I was looking at trying to download one that gave me a better heads-up display inside of my cockpit. That's really cool. I really do. I like this a lot. It's a shame that Star Citizen doesn't have this side of things yet, but hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I was just listening to Minion Soldier on the Piracy show bitching about, you know, yeah, which I totally disagree. I even gave a comment, you know, but, you know, it's just my 2 cents worth. Nobody may like it or whatnot. But, let me see, where did I put this? See, what I'm worried about is I am worried about that for at least the first couple of years that we are not going to be able to destroy the environment like we do here.